There are many people that want to look rich rather than actually being rich. Now, of course, there are ways of buying things to get rich, but these are the 5 things that you should never buy if you want to be rich. Cars, especially new ones, are a complete waste of money. And this is coming from a guy that used to sell cars in the first place. Will they give you a good experience, especially a new one with the luxury and all that good stuff? Sure. Do you need it though? No, you don't. Especially if you're in a place of trying to get rich in the first place. Will they get you to your job so that you can continue making money? Depends on if you work from home or not, but realistically, yes, they will get you to your job. But you don't need a $20,000 or $30,000 car just to get to your job. One of the best things that I ever did was not worry about the car I drove until I actually started making 6 figures. So throughout my whole school career, I basically drove a $500 Volkswagen. And then after that, I got a Tacoma that luckily was completely paid for. And at that point, all I was worried about was how I was gonna make money. Because at the end of the day, I myself am a car guy. I absolutely love all different types of cars and I want all of them. But I had to make sure to focus on my money first so that way I could actually get them. And that is exactly what you need to focus on. Nobody cares about what car you're driving right now. Get a cheap one that's completely paid for and focus on getting your money up. Basically what I'm telling you is the car that you drive doesn't matter. Your confidence, your bank account, and your health matters way more. Take care of those things first. Now, number 2 is a house. In my opinion, a house is a complete waste of money, especially if you don't have your career in check. Okay? I personally have rented for multiple years and I'm still gonna continue to rent for multiple years, and I make a whole bunch of money. Everyone knows that there is a ton of startup costs with a house. There's a lot of fixes that you have to make to the house and come out of pocket yourself, and most importantly, there is a lot of additions that can be made once you get to a house, and a lot of people love to make those additions. You're going to sink a ton of money into a house and you don't need to do that. Sink that money that you have aside from your bills and aside from all the other things into skills that will actually make your income go up. Once you make your income go up, and it doesn't matter if you buy a house and add additions, that's when you should do it, but not right now. Now, one thing I really wanna kind of go over is, yes, rent may be higher in the payment itself, but good thing is it's broken up over the whole year, number 1, and number 2, you don't have to put $20,000 down just to rent an apartment. And another big thing, if anything breaks, you don't pay for it. They have maintenance for that. There's no additions that you can make, so you can't spend that much money. You're kind of tied down, which means you can take all the extra money from, aside from bills and all that good stuff that you're making from your job, and again, invest in those skills. Now, number 3 is alcohol. Rich people don't really drink that much. And quite a few that I personally know don't drink at all. Stop being like everyone else if you want to get ahead. Put the drinks away. I got drunk a few times when I was younger, and every single morning I woke up, I just kept asking myself, why did I do that? My body hurts, my head hurts, I'm cloudy all day, pretty much the next day, and it just didn't really make that much sense to me. And the biggest question I kept asking is, why do I even want to keep doing this? And I think the most important thing in that story is I was young. I had all the power that I needed, the energy that I needed, the everything that I needed to hustle really hard, but instead there was days that I was wasting it. And then the other day that I would waste it right after that because I felt terrible. Some of you watching this right now, or even if you're older, you're still young, right? You have the body to do the things that you need to be able to do, and you need to take advantage of that. Why drink all the time and offset those successful days that you could have had over and over and over again, right? Now, I know a lot of your friends, maybe even some of your family are drinking and they want you to have fun, but do you want to be like your friends and family, or do you want to be the one that breaks the chain? One of the biggest things that I kept thinking over and over again is I thought I was different. My friends constantly went out and drank and I went with them, right? Especially when I was young. I thought I was different. I thought I was going to be the one to break the chain. I thought I was going to be the one that was not going to do any of this, not going to party, not going to do anything, and just focus on being successful. And that's exactly what I did. The moment I realized that, I stopped going out, I stopped partying, I stopped drinking, I stopped doing anything that would disrupt me from finding success. And that's exactly what you need to do if you want to break that chain. And just remember, not only is it eating at your wallet every time you go out and buy alcohol, but it's eating at your health, your mental fortitude, and could seriously injure someone else or yourself. Be wary of that. Don't buy any more. Keep your mind strong. And if you're watching this video right now, that already makes you different. So put that away and be different. Now, number 4 is branded clothing. Buying the newest and the best Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, or even the brand new Jordans that just came out keeps you in poverty. Think about it for just a second. If you ever have bought one of these things, it's put you in a massive amount of stress because it ate at your wallet because of how expensive it was. It made you stress about bills and the things that were important because you spent $800 on a t-shirt. And the biggest thing of all is when you wore it, nobody even cared. Nobody was paying attention to it that much. Some people might have even thought it was fake. Do you need clothes? Of course you need clothes. I would rather not see a bunch of people running around in their underwear. So make sure you get clothes. But you don't need the latest and greatest, the Gucci's, the Louis Vuittons, the shirts that cost ridiculous amounts of money, especially when you don't have it already. Right now, I make roughly $100,000 to $200,000 a month, and I still don't have any designer clothes because I definitely don't care, and I know nobody else does. In my opinion, it is a complete waste of money even when you have money. And a side note to this, I just think they're ugly anyway. If you don't have a lot, right now, go to TJ Maxx or in the UK, TK Maxx, right? Go over there, get you some clothes for 15, 20 bucks. And then after you get some clothes, get some plain tees, maybe some jeans, maybe some pants, right? Some joggers or something like that. Go get them tailored to fit you perfectly. That's gonna look a whole lot better than that stupid Gucci shirt that you spent $800 or $900 on just to wear for no one to care. You need to invest in yourself, and that doesn't have to do with your clothing. You can go tailor cheap clothing that you have right now and it'll look amazing. Invest in yourself, invest in the skills, and I promise you, you don't need to be worrying about branded clothing. And then the last thing is things that you don't understand, right? There's a lot of people out there today that will take their money and they're like, I do need to invest. I need to stop buying all this stuff that I just listed before. But they end up investing in certain stocks that they have no idea about. They invest in crypto that they have no idea about, or they invest in real estate that, again, they don't understand. This one for me, I haven't stopped buying, but I've stopped putting money into certain things that I don't understand. Now, I personally had a friend that got absolutely destroyed in crypto because he did not understand it. The market went up super high. He put all his money in. He kept saying that it was going to go higher and higher and higher. And then all of a sudden it crashed and he lost all of his money and then some. The reason he did that is because he doesn't understand not only crypto, but how the markets work in general, what was happening in the world and why he shouldn't have invested. He just didn't understand those things. Now, there are a lot of things obviously out there that you can invest in. Stocks, real estate, maybe it is cryptocurrency, right? Maybe it's even your own business. But why would you invest something that you have no clue about and you don't know you're gonna win? The chances are if you do that, you're not gonna make hardly any money off of it, if any money at all. You might lose some because the fact of the matter is you don't have any idea where to position yourself in these certain investments, what it looks like when it's good or bad, or how much you even need to truly start in that game. You basically need a basic understanding of at least where your money is going. My advice on this is do what I learned way too late. Invest in the knowledge on one specific thing and capitalize on that understanding and that knowledge. Once you do that and you focus on this one thing and you make it your priority, you will then have enough money to either pay someone that already has an understanding of investing in stocks and real estate, or you will have created the time to learn it yourself for a long period of time. Make sure you do these things when you're talking about these 5 steps, right? Especially when it comes to things you don't understand. Make sure you're not putting your money in random places. Go somewhere, learn one thing, increase your income, and then you can start paying others to do it for you. The reason I tell you all 5 of these things in specific is because you really shouldn't buy them unless you have already focused on your money and got your money up. You have to make things unnecessary for you not to buy. Then you can buy it. Now, of course, everyone probably watching right now, on top of me, when I didn't make that much money, I wanted all of those things, except for maybe alcohol. But you have to do one thing to eventually get the other. And for me, that took a long time to understand, and I want to pass it to you so you can understand it a lot faster and make sure that you don't make those same mistakes. Now, the question is, can you buy the 5 things that I've listed on this list at some point? Yes, at some point, absolutely you can. But you need to buy the right things first so you can actually get there. Right now, if $100 to $200 is a lot of money for you to spend, or it's a fair amount for you to spend, you do not need to be purchasing the the 5 things that I've listed, especially the big ones like a house or a car. You need to be taking that excess $100, $200, $300 and investing it all into yourself, or saving it until you can invest in yourself. And how you invest in yourself is very important. It needs to be in skills, knowledge, and understanding so that you can further your money. Then all of a sudden that $100 to $200 that was a fair amount to you turns into $1,000 to $3,000 that's a fair amount. And then you keep going over and over and over again in that cycle of investing in yourself, investing in your knowledge, and making sure that you have skills to leverage for money, that you all of a sudden can look at the 5 things on this list and say, wow, I do want a house. And it's unnecessary for me not to buy it because I can almost pay cash for it, then buy it. Or maybe when the alcohol doesn't do anything to your wallet at all, or your mind, or your mental fortitude. In that case, maybe you can go buy that. I would probably refrain from it, and as you don't have it as much, you don't really even care about it that much anyway. Or even the things that you don't understand, like the investments that I talked about. You will have the money to be able to pay someone else for those skills so that they can do it on their own while you watch over. But you have to make it unnecessary for you not to buy it. Again, invest in yourself, invest in your skills, use the excess money you have to buy something that's worth it. And I promise you, you will get there, you will succeed, and you'll be able to buy whatever you want after that. So what is one skill that you should probably invest in right now? Well, I've actually got you covered on that. But before I tell you about it, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button so I can get this out to many other people, and hopefully you enjoyed this content. But with that being said, that one skill that you should invest in, I've actually put together a free training on one skill that you can focus on so you can make a ton of money, make sure and get your mental fortitude up, all that good stuff, and you can start buying the 5 things on this list once you actually have it mastered. It's down in the description and the link below. Make sure and click on that, watch that free training, and it will give you everything that you need.